you would come into the scene in a ball gown, but got a note from Hasbro about that dress as not being in the budget. So my question for Jenna is, if there were no budgetary or technical limitations, and you could design an outfit for Sunny Star Scout to wear and either make your mark or tell your tale, what would it be? What would it be?
Oh, I like this. I feel one of the Halloween episodes. I feel like what was that? I feel like what was that?
Nightmare on
Nightmare?
Nightmare Night.
I think that it would have been really cool to have a Slayer costume. I think Halloween costumes are so fun, or maybe like a cool like smoothie cart or something with some Slayer. They'll ride around on her rollerblades, but yeah, maybe smoothie cart attire. Get some merch going for that.
Yes. Always thinking merchandising.
Exactly. I'm a hustler.
Thank you.
Exactly, I'm a hustler.
Thank you.
All right, so a question. Oh, wow, that was a lot louder than I thought. So, a question for you. As Sunny Star Scout, I want to ask, who is best pony of the original 6 Heroes of Equestria if you had to pick one?
The original 6 Heroes of Equestria, so G4 main 6. 6 Heroes of Equestria, so G4
I
main
like
6.
Dash and Twilight Sparkle. But also Nicole Oliver, so
Nicole Oliver is best pony, correct.
yeah, Nicole Oliver's best pony.
Correct.
All right.
Nicole Oliver's best pony.
All right.
Hi. So for the musicians, I want to know two things, I guess. So did you guys work on I believe the song is called Portrait Day from Portrait for a Princess? Did you guys work on that?
No, it was another
No.
team that worked on that, but we did have to edit it into the show.
Gotcha. Well, is there any like song in the show that you've worked on, or like any composition piece that you wish you could have put that could have been longer?
That's a good question.
Any song that we wish could have been longer in the
Yeah, any songs that you worked on that you wish had like a longer version of it.
Well, I had a lot of fun working on Opaline's scenes, a lot of her themes. So I think it would be cool to do like a fully, flushed out a piece for Opaline.
Well, even her opening song in 2D was awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember that off the top of your head, but I think they nailed that villain song. It was
I've heard
so
it's
good.
one of the more popular ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted more of that song for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I also have a question for the musicians. Where do you guys draw inspiration from for the songs between both Make Your Mark and Tell Your Tale?
Go ahead, bud.
Well, I'm a huge fan of John Williams and John Powell. So over the years, just listening to their scores, I listen to a lot of score soundtracks. So that's basically where I get my inspirations, and then I kind of put my own spin on it.
Yeah, and for me, I don't know if you guys know the name Mark Mothersbaugh. He's done.
What would you do? What would you do?
I think for me would probably be the Secrets of Starlight. I found like that kind of had a lot of open-ended questions. I'd want to continue that story.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
In the finale, I talked yesterday about. Oh my god. Oh, Izzy was supposed to be like more badder-asser in the finale. But I think like when we wrote it, when Jillian and I wrote it, like they were like it was almost like a Marvel finale or something. Like they were like really hardcore. And I think through the course of like us rewriting it and sort of like refining it, it sort of came back into like they would always say make this more pony, and it got way more pony. But when I think about the original take we had for it, was just like these ponies are going crazy on this lady. So I would have liked to see what that looked like.
I guess there's a general kind of thing. I wish the Dragonland made more of an appearance in the episodes.
Yeah, it was very brief.
Yeah, it was very brief. Yeah.
I have no idea. To be honest, I don't know. I'm happy with how they are.
Just perfect, just how they are.
Perfect just how they are.
Perfect, just how they are.
Perfect just how they are.
What is the difference to y'all when you're creating content for a bad or evil character, whether you're composing, writing, drawing, voice acting?
What is the inspiration? Is that
What's the difference in your approach if you're creating
gotcha.
it for a bad character?
Writing music for bad people is so much fun. Yeah, I love it. I just I fully get into it.
Yeah, I mean, I had I was told that Opaline was supposed to be like Maleficent, so I was thinking a lot about that character and what I would do thematically for Opaline. Because she's very dark, but at the same time she's actually really beautiful. So I was trying to do something to counteract. Yeah, I think it's just a different headspace. You're just kind of paying attention to what the characters are, what their values are, and you kind of draw off that.
Yeah, I mean, when it's evil, you kind of in the lower kind of ranges of the instrument, it's low and gritty, and when the main five are doing their thing, it's more kind of higher and quirkier and bouncier and
But
go ahead.
It's kind of easy to write for villainous characters, especially like the difference between like the main six ponies and like Opaline or other villains. Just because I have like ongoing text threads with friends where we're constantly bitchy to other people and stuff, like just privately we're dicks to people. But I don't have any ongoing text threads where we're just encouraging and nice to each other like the ponies are. So I just sort of lean into that side, the secret bitchy side, and it's comes very easy.
It's just more fun to be evil sometimes, You get to play a little more, Yeah, get to play a
Thank
little
you.
more.
Thank you.
This question is for Jenna, but I'm also interested in any thoughts that Tony might have as a writer. So, in my view, back in Gen 4, the larger story arcs focus more on Twilight Sparkle as the protagonist, whereas in G5 it seems like there's more of an ensemble approach. So while Sunny is there and very important, she doesn't get as much of a spotlight as Twilight did. So I'm curious if there's any unexplored territory for Sunny that you would like to see explored, if you could.
Ooh, I think there's so much that's still very untouched, right? And even at the beginning, she was very timid and was scared to do anything wrong and just wanted to help her friends. And if she couldn't, it was the end of the world. And I think we've seen her sort of come into herself more. And I think I said this yesterday, sort of find her voice a little bit more. So with sort of that newfound confidence, I think there's lots to be explored because we're still very new in this new world. So I think with that confidence, a lot of cool stories can be told.
There was I don't think it was a directive, but we did try to sort of make them not co-leads necessarily, but like each one. But there's a part in it where like it's exactly me, where when they go to the Jinxie games and it's crazy and like confusing. And Pip's just like, this doesn't make any sense, or Zip goes, this doesn't make any sense, and then Pip just goes, this is literally what every sport looks like. Because I also just don't give a shit about sports.
Thank you for that line.
Yeah.
What are the things called? Little fairy things.
The breezies.
The breezies. Yeah.
Breezies were fun. That was a fun episode to score. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Sure.
All right. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Sure.
Hello.
I had a question for all of you. If you guys had a preference in your field of work between working on like a show on MLP being a little more light and comedy heavy, or to work more on something that's serious and heavy, if you guys had a preference for
I don't know. It's all good. They're both different and they're both great.
I've done a lot of dark stuff, so I feel like doing a show like this where it's a lot happier and brighter is a good change.
Yeah, it really was. Absolutely. Yeah, it really was. Absolutely.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes the world's so dark that it's nice to like laugh and have a show that's just lighthearted and fun and just trying to spread positivity and trying to spread. It's a nice refresh sometimes to just focus on the good.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it feels nice working on ponies. You get done with it and you're like, oh, that's nice. You get done with it and you're like, feels comfortable.
Thank you.
Yeah, feels comfortable.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, my question is for all of y'all. I'm just curious, what kind of music do y'all listen to?
Country music. I'm a country girl.
I actually listen to a lot of scores, like film scores.
Me too.
But growing up, I was into grunge music, like Pearl Jam, and
Yeah, same. I listen to a lot of soundtracks, but in terms of bands, Nine Inch Nails is great. I don't know, but I don't know. You'd look at my Spotify and you'd think I'm nuts because I don't know. I'm listening to children's music and then I'm listening to Pantera and yeah. There's a wide spectrum.
Yeah, Metallica too. I got into that, and it's
Fan of Thomas Bergerson. Are you a fan of Thomas? Yeah, Thomas Bergerson. You know who that is?
Thomas Ferguson?
Okay. I just have to ask every musician because it's usually 50-50 on whether or not they know who he is, and I always want to know. He is my hero. My hero.
It's Thomas Ferguson, you said?
Thomas Bergerson just writes like insane orchestral. Look into it if you're into that thing.
We'll have to look it up.
For movies or just in general?
No, he just writes for in general. He does not do stuff for movies.
Shout out Tommy Fergs.
It's some of like the few like orchestral music that kind of just exists, which is so fun to have. Actually, do you ever just write like songs that are not tied to a project that are just
for sure.
music? Oh yeah,
all the time. Yeah.
Which would you like? What is? I'm not gonna say your preference because that's not. I think important. Like, what do you take from writing music from yourself that you can insert into the things you have to make for like a score?
Well, I love writing trailer music, which is really orchestral and aggressive, and also I love EDM, and that helps for 2D, and that helps for 2D.
Love it.
Yeah, I like writing a lot of epic music, and which works for the moments where I got to write some action music for a show like this.
Love epic music. Anyway, thank you for that. Next question.
This is for all of you. How did you come to work on the show?
You want to take this one?
Sure. I mean, for us, I work with I don't know what to even call him, like a manager's kind of agent, friend. I don't know, just someone that always, gets me to kind of pitch on shows. And he was the one that landed the My Little Pony gig to do songs and score. And so he just reached
a blast ever since. So.
I wrote and drew for the comics, mostly drew the IDW comics for many years, and I made friends with Jillian Barrow, who wrote the novels for the G4 ponies and then wrote on the TV show. And we would write together oftentimes. Like when we'd be at conventions like this, I'm always working on some other thing, and so we would like hang out and I would like pitch outlines at her or stories and stuff, and then we pitched a few pony comics together that they never made. But we just had written together a bunch of times, and when she got the job as showrunner, she called me up and she was like, "Hey, I get to hire one writer, and I want to hire you." So she hired me.
For me, it was the process of just a regular audition as an actor. So my agent submitted me for this project, and they wanted to hear what I had to say, and I sort of passed the first round, as you say, and then I had, I believe, 2 callback sessions with Court Lane, who's an executive producer, and then I got a phone call. It was a very quick process, and then I think 2 weeks later I was in the studio. So yeah.
Thank you.
Hi again. So I have kind of a 2-part question. One for Jenna. Who is the scarier villain, Allura or Opaline?
Ooh.
It's a good question.
Maybe Allura because she's so different than a pony. You know, like it's something that Sunny's never came across before.
I see. The other three, any thoughts on that? Or
I mean, Elora seems like a badass, that's for sure.
Yeah, I feel like because Opaline gets, Opaline loses, right? We don't know what Allura is up to, so she seems a lot stronger too. So I think Allura's a real badass.
I don't know if it's spoilers, but because they're not making more CGI shows, but Allura is scarier for sure.
Okay. And follow up on that, in the Tell Your Tale version of Opaline's defeat, as she's getting pulled into the tree, she says to Sunny, "This isn't over," or something to that effect. Is that the last we see of her, as far as you know, or can you comment on if she's going to be coming back? Or
I don't know about Tell Your Tale, but
anything can happen, right?
Jenna, can you spoil this for them?
I just wanted to say, like, for the composers, my favorite part was in Father of Briarwood. The scene when Alpha Brito brings Misty back to their home and show her the old bedroom of Misty's. The music there, it was phenomenal. I love it. And that part was very good. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
My question is more about the recording of the voices for the singing. So if it's about the composers and also singers, how's the process of them, you giving that information to them? Like, you give them the lyrics and the like harmonies and a vocal sample of yourself, something like that? Or they improvise the harmonies or the melodies? And also if the voice actors have any like calling of changing things, like, oh, I think if I change this lyric to this, maybe better to suit Sunny, for example, or you need to follow what is the script by the letter.
Are you asking, sorry, if we have freedom to sort of add on as we please?
Yeah, like not only in the like for songs, but also for voice acting in general in MLP. I don't know if.
Yeah. For the songs, we typically they like us to stick to the lyrics, but then after we do sort of a walla session, which basically the song runs through, and if we feel like adding a yay or yippee or little sort of fun character moments in there, that's our time to do it. And then with scripts, you can sort of put your own flair on as you see fit, and if you're going a little too much out of the zone, then they'll reel you back in. But that's the fun part, is getting to sort of add on what you think your character would say.
All right, thank you. Hello.
Hello.
It was so I guess it's more for Tony, but I guess everyone can comment, that sort of thing.
I'm sorry, do I think with a bigger budget, what?
You could have kind of expanded more, had like a lot more to do, because I think Atomic Cartoons did the animation for it, which they're not super experienced in 3D from what I know, but...
No, they did the Muppet Babies. That was 3D. I worked on that too, and that was like even way more rendered 3D than Ponies. They know what they're doing. I think that if there was more budget, they could have done more things in the show. But I do also feel like the budget is why they didn't continue doing it, because CGI is so much more expensive than 2D. So I feel like if they would have, there would have been more episodes if it would have been a 2D show for sure, because it's successful, just not successful enough to pay for,
Gotcha. And how do you kind of measure that success with stuff that releases on Netflix as opposed to like normal network and things like that? So how does that kind of measure across? How do you guys get that info?
Yeah, we do. I have no idea. Yeah, they're pretty tight-lipped about that. They just say like, we've seen things. We're not telling you what we've seen, and we're shutting it all down.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, you bet.
Hello again. This one's for Jenna. If Sunny could ever meet or talk with Twilight, what would she ask her?
How'd you do it? How did you do it? I don't know. That's meeting her idol. I mean, I feel like she wouldn't be able to speak, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably just how'd you do it? How did you become such an icon?
Sorry. Hi there. It's lovely to meet all of you, but my question is only for Tony. Are you doing any more Stray Dogs? I'm a big fan.
Oh, thank
but,
you.
Like, are you doing the movie still? Because there was talks about that.
The movie, the things. Okay, so listen, just for everyone else here who just knows about My Little Pony, I did a comic book in 2021 that's called Stray Dogs. It's about a group of dogs that live in a house together, and they find out that their owner is a serial killer who murders people and takes their dogs as trophies, and that they're all, unbeknownst to themselves, victims of like a horrible trauma. So that's a cartoon. It's very cute looking. The Walking Dead, but with cats. So that's sort of like it's the whole team from Stray Dogs. So it's what if you like Stray Dogs, Feral will be out in March. That's where I would suggest you find more, unless you were only there for dogs, in which case there are some dogs, but they're mostly rabid monster killers.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You bet. Thank you.
What animated shows and movies have y'all taken inspiration from in your work?
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs and Angry Birds.
For me, growing up, Batman the Animated Series was one of my favorite all-time cartoons. And I actually worked with one of the composers on that show, so I always looked up to him. So yeah, I'd have to say that show. Yeah.
That's definitely one of mine. There's a ton for me because I draw pretty cartoony, but the Don Bluth movies, Secret of Nim, especially. Oh shit! I had one really in my pocket. Oh, a weird one that I super love is Prince of Egypt.
Oh yeah,
that was real inspirational for me, just because it was so epic and beautiful for no good reason. Like, it was just like I don't know why they thought they had to go that hard on that movie, but they super did.
I think just growing up, there's not really one show that kind of stuck with me, but just sort of the imagination of it and the freedom that you have as an animated voice actor is pretty cool. You know, in my on-camera work, if I have to fall off of a building, there's a lot of steps involved in that, but I can fly with my voice, I can fall with my voice, I can do a lot of cool things. So I guess just watching, you know, movies and TV shows that were animated just made me kind of fall in love with the idea of becoming a voice actor, because it's kind of limitless, which is really cool.
Thanks, guys.
No problem.
So I have another one for all of you, and this might be breaking the rules a little bit, but Cole, you can also answer this one if you want to.
Okay.
What is all of your favorite dessert?
Sticky toffee pudding.
What is it?
Sticky toffee pudding.
Oh, good stuff.
Chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream. Yeah.
A classic.
Yeah.
It's definitely ice cream. Probably Ben and Jerry's. Oh, you know what it is? The one that is like has a bunch of stuff in it. It's got like chunks of Heath bar in it and like almonds. It's like a kitchen sink type situation.
Yeah, I know what you're
I like
talking
to
about.
have salted peanuts with that as well
Oh,
to really
cool.
push it over.
I like raw chocolate chip cookie dough,
Nice.
right? And brownies. Yeah.
All right, I guess I'm part of the G5 staff now. I like the combination of like a bread thing, like a bread dessert, and an ice cream. That's like the best way to go.
Oh,
Whether it's like
fantastic.
an apple pie and an ice cream, or a cake and an ice cream.
Or like Pizookie or something, like pizza cookie.
What?
Oh, have you not seen that?
Oh,
Thank you guys so much.
Great question.
thank you.
I have a question for all of you. It might be sort of a classic question. What would be a dream series, I guess, for you to compose or write and draw or act on for your TV show, franchise, something you'd like love to work on?
Who was the creator of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul?
Oh, Vince Gilligan?
Vince
Yeah,
Gilligan, yeah.
working on a show with him, that'd be a dream.
Yeah, Yeah, honestly, this show was one of my dreams to work on, and I was happy to work on it. But hopefully, I would like to work on a movie, like a Pixar or a DreamWorks show. Yeah.
I feel like Seinfeld would be the one to write on. You'd be just so rich. That would be great. I would not be here. I would just be chilling.
Classic show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Getting My Little Pony was definitely a really cool job. Such an iconic franchise to be a part of. So I think that's it's a really special thing. But also being in a Pixar movie or DreamWorks would be super cool to be associated with such a iconic name as well. Would be really, really awesome. Yeah.
Thank you.
You know what? Since I'm answering questions now, apparently, I want to make a Muppet movie. Like, more than anything. I want to just make a movie with the Muppets.
You just want to be in a Muppet movie?
Yeah. I don't in it, make it. I just want to make a Muppet movie. I love the Muppets.
Oh, hello again. I have a question primarily for Tony this time, but anyone can answer if you'd like to. But Tony, since you've been to so many conventions, I was just curious, out of all the pony mascots you've seen, whose design do you like the best? Personally, I really like Golden Gates of Babscon.
Which one of Babscon?
Golden Gates.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. I like at Everfree Northwest the killer whale one.
Marina.
Marina,
Yes.
yeah, that's my favorite one.
And does anyone else have an opinion?
That was
yeah.
too good of an answer to.
Kilt it.
Yeah.
Does anyone remember the Statue of Liberty pony from PonyCon
Yeah, that was
NYC back in the Yeah, that was cool.
Okay. Oh, and one more real quick. Just since working on G5, have any of you started drinking more smoothies?
I hope so.
I have, as a matter of fact.
Have not drinking more whiskey would be.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guess what? We are right on time, everybody.
Heck yeah.
Thank you all for coming. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you. Good job, guys.